It's a great day to be in the kitchen today. I'm making lemon chicken. It's gonna have a glorious, crispy, dark skin, lots of lemon juice and salt and pepper, a little butter on top, absolutely delicious. We're gonna have green rice souffle. It's there to catch all that juicy-loosey that comes from the chicken. Then we're gonna have a salad topped with a gorgeous new dressing, olive oil, lemon juice. We're putting in some maple syrup and a little hint of Tabasco just to give it a kick. Then I'm gonna try my hand at Nanny's fruit cobbler. I hope it works. You all know I'm not the best baker in town, but I think we'll have a lot of fun. I think we're gonna make a fabulous meal, so come join me. When I make lemon chicken, I always think of a special friend that my husband and I had. This was his favorite meal. I never, ever had to ask what he wanted. It was always lemon chicken, lemon chicken. Now, he loved any type of the chicken meat, and we do too. I maybe like the breast. My husband likes a leg quarter, thighs. You just want to fill up one of these wonderful enamel pans that came with your stove. So I've got all my chicken in here, and we're going to do a little salt. Put some of this on. And we're gonna do a little cracked black pepper. All over the top. Now, regardless of how many pieces of chicken I have in my pan, I'm always gonna use the juice of at least a dozen lemons. So we're gonna get started on that. So let's go ahead and cut them. We got 3 and 4. 9, 10, and just get out your juicer or whatever little instrument you'd like to use. And if some gets on you, oh, you'll smell so good. Nothing like smelling like a little citrus. And I love the way this kind of reduces and it makes just a fabulous, fabulous gravy. It's really, really good. My mom used to make this a lot. And it was something that I just grew up on and kind of was a great go-to dish. Simple, easy, relatively inexpensive. All right, and here's our last one. That's our dozen lemons, it looks like. There we go. Now, I'm gonna shove all that out of the way just for a second. Now, the last thing I want to do, even though you've left the skin on the chicken, we want to put a few little slices of butter around, and then it's going to go under the broilers. You really don't need a lot of butter. We're going to do some little thin slices, just very thin, and you can use salted or unsalted. We're just going to put a few little slices, maybe one on each top. It adds to the richness of it, and so as everything starts to cook and kind of blend together, this is a beautiful kind of finishing touch, a real smoothness to this. And then we're going to start pouring. I'm going to do one more, 2 tablespoons of butter. We want to come in and we want to pour this all over. So a little bit kind of in the well, a little bit over. Don't worry if your salt and pepper kind of comes off. It's all going to get basted as we cook. We're going to go to the broiler. And we're going to take our time doing this because what we're going to do is we're going to let it brown on the top, and then we're going to turn it. We're going to let it brown on the bottom, and then we're going to repeat that process maybe 3 to 4 times, probably 4 times, because what you want is a really, really crisp, dark skin. That's the turn it and burn it I was talking about. So just be patient, take your time, remember to turn it and burn it. You can do a little basting in there too. Here we go. Our green rice souffle is up next. You're gonna love this. Fresh, bright, delicious, kind of puffy. It's gonna be gorgeous. I've got just a little bit of butter here. I'm gonna take a paper towel, kind of get a little smudge, it's soft. And I'm gonna just kind of run a little bit of this around the edge of my casserole dish. Okay, I'm gonna set that aside. And what I want to start here is, now I've got 3 cups of cooked rice, and I use long grain rice. So just 3 cups right here, all nice and kind of fluffy, and ooh, it's gonna be so good. We're gonna set that aside. All right, what I want to do, I've got 3 eggs, and I'm gonna go ahead and separate them right now. And we're gonna have a little trick I'm gonna show you. It's kind of why we have the souffle. Here we go. One more. Okay, there we go. All right, take these egg yolks and give them a good stir. And let's take these eggs and go ahead and put them right on top of our rice that we've got cooked. And I've got about 6 tablespoons of butter. I melted it, kind of zhuzhed it around a little bit. That's going to be all pretty nice and golden in there. Okay. All right, 3 green onions go into our mix. All right. Then we want a cup of chopped fresh parsley. I love parsley, and especially love it fresh. It's just ooh, so bright and pretty. And we want to give this a beautiful chop, really kind of nice and rough. It just really lightens it up. I love how outdoorsy parsley smells. I think that looks great. And let's put it all in here. And at this point in time, why don't we go ahead and make a good kind of razzoo through here with our spoon and start blending all of this up. We've got our egg yolks in here and our butter, our green onions. But look how beautiful this is. All right, get it mixed up in here really well. I think that looks beautifully blended. Now, here are my egg whites, and they're kind of like at room temp, which is really good to get them nice and fluffy. And I'm gonna get my hand mixer. All right. Takes just a few minutes to do this. That's a great stiff peak. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna gently fold this into our rice and veggie mixture. So let's go and grab my spatula. You could use your spoon, and we're going to use just a little bit at a time. And we're going to blend over and fold and fold. You just don't want to beat it to death because you're going to take out all the lightness if you do. That's the egg whites are what's going to help this really kind of puff up and create a beautiful crust. A little bit more here, and just very gently turn it over and over, and really move your bowl around. All right, I think we are ready to put this in our casserole. And remember, we've buttered it just a little bit, and now we're gonna pour all this goodness in there. Gosh, it smells good. There we go, isn't that pretty? And then this is going in a 350 oven for about 30 minutes, and it's gonna puff up a little bit, and it's gonna be golden brown on the top. Next, we're on to Nanny's fruit cobbler. We're gonna love this. I've melted a stick of butter in my baking dish, and then I'm gonna add a cup of whole milk. Just kind of pop him on up in there. This is so easy. All right, now I'm gonna sift together a cup of flour, put a little bit in there, and a cup of sugar. And we're just gonna sift this. I'm just using like a little strainer here. I want a nice consistency of this going out together all over. And just kind of hit it. Isn't that easy? Look at that. Now we want a quart of berries or fruit or mixed fruit or whatever you'd like, and I chose blackberries and some peaches, and these are going in frozen. But I'm going to put them in right now. Peaches look like they're kind of going in on the top, and I think it's going to be delicious. And the fun part about it is that's it. It's going in a 350 oven until the crust rises and it's golden brown. Simple, easy, absolutely fabulous. So here we go to the oven. Let's get started on our salad with a gorgeous citrus-based dressing. So we have a little leftover lemon juice. I'm gonna grab my jar and put in about 2 ounces. And then about 4 ounces of olive oil, maybe a scant 4. We're gonna give this just a little bit of a twist in here with one other little kick too. Now I've got some real maple syrup, and I'm gonna give this just a little bit of dash. It's just gonna give it kind of a smoky taste, and that way we can always see if we need to adjust any of our seasonings. Now I've got a couple of large cloves of garlic here, and here's my garlic press. Put it in, and we're gonna give that a good squeeze and into our jar. There we go. Just kind of scrape all of that off. There we go. And back into our press. All right. Ooh, that looks just yummy. All right. Now, a little bit of salt. I do want to put some nice cracks of black pepper in here. Now, one thing we do want to have is a little kick. Getting out the handy dandy Tabasco, giving it a good shake. And we're gonna give it a couple of shakes. Can't have too much of that. Ooh. And then I'm gonna be giving this a great shake. We're gonna see if we need to adjust anything. I wanna see how this is. That's just enough, perfect. Okay, we're gonna let that kind of come together. Ooh, everything in that is singing. Okay, and then let's add some artichoke hearts, just a few in here. But that creaminess is gonna come when we add our avocados. Ooh, that's gonna be so good. Here we go. Now, let's take this liquid gold here, give it a good shake. And not all of the dressing, and I think you can adjust any seasonings or whatever you want after. Individually, if somebody thinks they need more salt or pepper, they certainly can do it. And we're just gonna let this all, ooh, you can smell that garlic. Oh my goodness. All right, gonna stick this in the fridge, let it have a nice chill. When we come back, we're gonna get everything put together. Now you can go for the big chill. Go to the fridge. Horse racing season is just about here, and to really get you in the mood, we're gonna make a mint julep. It's kind of a really refreshing drink to have around, especially in the summer, and so simple and easy to make. Here we go. Got some fresh mint from the garden, and we're gonna take about, I'm going to say maybe 4 or 5 leaves, depending on how many you really like it. And I just love these. So we're going to put them in the bottom of an old-fashioned glass, and I've got a heaping teaspoon of powdered sugar. I'm going to add just a small dash of water, and I happen to have a muddler. So we're going to get in here and just kind of go to town and really mash these leaves up and kind of release a lot of that aroma. And ooh, it's going to be so delicious. And it kind of helps our sugar melt a little bit. All right, I think that's, oh, and it is smelling really good too. So let's take out our muddler, and then I'm going to fill this glass with some ice. Now let's add a couple of ounces of our favorite brown liquor and give that a good stir. And if you want to, you can garnish it with a little bit more mint, which I think I might just have a little bit kind of hanging over to the side. And then I think it's time to say cheers. That's really good. You can taste, oh, how fabulous the mint is, just gorgeous. All right, I have something to sip on while we get the rest of the meal together. Chicken is out of the oven. It's gonna go on a platter. Look how beautiful. Oh my goodness. All right, what I've done with this, and remember you can cook any of the pieces of chicken that you like. We've got white meat, leg quarters, we've got some thighs, Big Daddy's favorite. And I've probably turned it and basted it, I would say at least three times on each side. See how dark and crispy the skin is? And it really has let everything just kind of all come together with the flavors. Now I brought my pan over to the stovetop, and I'm gonna put it on just about maybe medium. And what I really wanna do is intensify the flavor of all the juice that's come out of my chicken, the lemon, and I'm gonna take a couple of, well actually 1 heaping tablespoon of some chicken base, maybe a little bit more. And I wanna add a little broth, or if it's stock or broth, it doesn't matter. And literally just a couple of tablespoons of a little white wine, just to kind of, whoop, that's more than enough. And as it starts to kind of bubble, I've got my spatula, and I want to work to loosen up any little bits of flavor that are on the bottom here. I just kind of want this to really get heated through with the addition of our other ingredients. All right, now what I've got is I've got my fat separator, and this is really going to take out some of the elements we don't want in our Juicy Lucy and just save all the fabulous goodness that we get to pour over our chicken and our rice dish. Take my stopper out, and then all we're going to have is just delicious goodness. Leave all the fat right off the top. Smells delicious. So we've saved a lot of fat. We have all the flavor and everything in here, and now I think it's time. Let's go ahead and get our rice out, and we're going to get our salad and show you how it all comes together. Here's that beautiful salad. It smells so good. All right, got a plate here. Go ahead and take a piece of this breast. I'm gonna show you how we'll just put it all together. It's gorgeous. Now here's our rice. We go steamy there. Pretty, oh, and it smells delicious. Kind of light and fluffy, not stuck together. Just beautiful. And I wanna put some of this gorgeous salad here. There we go. Now, what I want to show you is one of my favorite things to do. Go ahead and cut open a little bit of my chicken, and it's just so moist and tender because we have all the bone in and the skin on. I just want to separate it just a little bit. Open it up because I'm getting ready to go with Juicy Lucy on here. So it's going on my rice. And then, oops, And then a good splash over here on my chicken. Wow. Now, that is a plate to be enjoyed. And I'm going for a bite right now. Wow. This is so good. Mmm. 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 It's tangy and moist. It's so good. Now we're going to see what we're going to do about dessert. Okay, the crust was supposed to rise to the top and kind of be bubbly and form, and it kind of sunk to the bottom and stayed there. You know, that's part of the joy of cooking. That's part of the fun of it. That's part of when you make a mistake, own it, live with it, and go on to the next thing. I know there's some desserts that I do better than this. You know, it really smells pretty good. And there's nothing that a little bit of vanilla ice cream wouldn't fix. So when you're checking me out at annhollowell.com, I promise it will be corrected. I'll leave no fruit unturned, I promise. I hope everything else is just as lovely for you as it has been for me. I've enjoyed my chicken, my rice, and my salad, and my beverage. Bye.